Hi ladies, I thought I would just make a quick video to maybe help you give you guys some tips on bookings. I've reached out to most of you this month and most of you have said that you just need some help with bookings, and like we've talked about a lot, your parties, your sales, your recruits, everything comes from parties. So we need to make sure that we always have that next party to look forward to see about the sales and to get people on our team and then to book more parties. So I always feel like I just have to say I am definitely not an expert. I have only been doing this since August, so I've been learning along the way just like you guys, but I have noticed some things that have helped me, so I thought I would just share those tips with you. I do have some notes here, so I'll keep looking to those. The first thing I wanted to talk about is when you say you're asking for parties or you're asking people if they want to have a party, are you just kind of putting a post out there saying, hey, book a party with me, let me know if you're interested? Or are you going to those people individually, texting them or messaging them or calling them and saying, hey, would you like to have a party with me? If you put out a post and says, hey, hit me up if you want to have a party, you may get a few people that do that, but the majority of my parties come from reaching out individually. Anyone that makes an order, anyone that has, been active in a party but didn't order, I reach out to them individually, and that's why checking in is so important after you make an order. After someone makes an order, you need to check in with them, see how it's going, and then that will lead right into booking a party with you. Just because you don't know them, or just because they weren't very active in the party but they still ordered, that doesn't mean you don't contact them. You contact every single person from a party that's either ordered or showed any interest, or even joined. They joined and they didn't come back. Contact them. Say, hey, would you like to try a sample? It's like, I see that you joined the party. Don't ignore anybody, because you just never know. I recently had somebody who ordered from a party but didn't play the games, didn't interact at all, and I thought maybe she's kind of just buying it to support her friend. Contacted her, and she really loved it. She sent me pictures, and I thought, I'll just throw it out there. And I said, hey, are you ready to have a party? And she was like, yeah, next month would be great. And it shocked me because I didn't see it coming. So never just think someone's not going to do it. Always ask. The other thing I wanted to say is we've all kind of, hey, do you want to have a sample? Do you want to try a sample? We send out samples to people. Always check in with them. Did you like the sample? Are you ready to book a party? Ask with booking a party, not making an order. Bookings are where you're going to get more sales. Okay, so maybe they like the sample, and you'll say, hey, you can have a party and get some freebies. That'll hopefully lead into another booking. So always check in, and even if they said, yeah, I liked them, I'm not ready, let me think about it. Don't forget about it. Write it down. A week later, go back and check in. The other tip I wanted to say was past orders. And I know, it could be even a few months ago someone made an order and you checked in with them, they liked it. You asked them about the party, they said maybe, they said no, they said yes, whatever the case is. Always go back to them and ask them again, and make sure they're still enjoying their wraps and that they're not having problems with them. Sometimes they'll put them on, say they love them, and then a week later, they'll have issues with it. So don't forget about those past orders. Make sure you're checking in with everybody. This business is about building relationships and making sure that everyone's happy with the product. We don't want people out there who don't have a consultant that checks in with them and kind of be bad-mouthing the product because they didn't have help. I was recently in Salt Lake, and somebody noticed my nails, and she was like, oh, your nails are so cute. Are they Jamberry? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just tried them, and I just can't get them to work. And I left thinking if there wouldn't have been such a long line, I would have been able to contact her and help her out. But that just kind of told me that consultant wasn't checking in with her, and she clearly loved them. She was excited, and she seemed super bummed that they weren't working for her. And I thought that consultant is really missing an opportunity here, because if she would have checked in and would have been able to help her, it could have led to more things for her. But she didn't, and maybe I'm assuming that wrong, and maybe she did check in, but if you're checking in, you're helping and you're fixing the problem. So I think there was a missed opportunity there. And for myself, I wish I could have gone back and helped her out with that. But I guess my main point is making sure you're building those relationships, and you're making sure that people are happy with the product, and that will lead to more bookings and more sales. The last thing I wanted to tell you is, in your workstation, there'll be a tab where you can look at customers. You click on customers and it'll be everyone that has made an order with you, and there'll be some people that'll have a name. Maybe not for everybody if you're pretty new, but most people will have a name, and the lifetime total will say 0. That means that that person logged in, created an account, but for some reason didn't make an order. It could have been money, it could have been time, it could have been a lot of things. Those people, don't ignore. They are great. They obviously like the product. They were willing to go in there and create an account, and were planning to make an order, just didn't get to it. So reach out to those people. Maybe they'd like to try a sample first. Maybe it was the money. If it was the money, you could always ask them if they wanted to do a party as well to earn some free products. It could have been that they couldn't narrow down their choices, and that's another way you can help. So that's another thing. So we have, reaching out individually, making sure you check in with the people that have ordered samples, past orders, and then the customers in your customer tab. I don't know what that's called, but right there. So the main thing I want you to know is that if you want long-term customers, I have some customers that have spent $800 since I've been there. You need to keep checking in with them. You need to keep that relationship going, and that will be the best way to keep those returning customers coming back and booking parties. I have like 6 people in town that have like a revolving, like every month someone has a party scheduled, just so that every month they can keep building their stash, I guess. I've asked each of them if they wanted to be a consultant, and they've all said that they're more happy to just be a customer, and that's their choice, although they could have already made quite a bit of money off of their orders. It doesn't make sense to me, but I didn't push it, because at least they're giving me sales. So just make sure you're asking everybody and you're building those relationships. Think about a home party when you're at your party. Think about, if it's a home party, you're not just going to give information and then hold out your hand and expect them to give you money. You have got to build relationships. When they post, when they comment, do it back. Make them feel like you're a real person and not just somebody behind a computer. That is something that I've learned just recently, because I've started, in the beginning I was more doing it with people I knew, and it was easier. But when it was people that I didn't know in parties, it took some time, and I really had to work at it to make those connections. So those are the tips that I have for you. I hope they help, and I hope they make sense, and that you have a great next month. We're coming to the end of April, and May is coming up, and I hope you can get a full calendar booked for May. Have a great day.